you. Next, I will recognize Councilmember Palmisano, followed by Councilmember Rainville, followed by Councilmember Vito.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This has been confusing because our team here in front of us is saying we'll be changing providers potentially. They assure us that they have been changing the process, and yet this resolution seems to be a complaint that we're not high enough on a national list of our current vendors and our previous model. So I don't want them to keep doing the same thing, and they're showing us that they haven't been. Councilmember Koski was asking why they are cobbling together resources to continue this service. Well, first I'd say maybe because City Council cut half their budget for 2025. And they don't budget at a project level. So despite cuts from this body, they are trying to get this together to make this whole. They're not underspending. That's not a thing. They're taking away from other things. In the way that I look at the budget, it's a large part of their non-personnel budget for this department. 6 of us here are on the AEO committee, and I really appreciate Councilmember Cashman's recollection of it here. And let me add more. Last week, we heard a long, and I might have made a comment about it being a bit dry, but a long presentation from Deputy Director Lakes about the additional rigor about this process. Was it a bit snoozy? Sure. But as I pointed out then, it spoke specifically about contracting improvements, vendor support services and improvements. There are roughly 250 community partnerships, ongoing support from multiple different departments that work with them. One good question asked, I think it was maybe from Councilmember Cashman, was about our ShotSpotter review and how on-the-ground partners learn and know about ShotSpotter activity and the services that technology provides, and then can coordinate the on-the-ground work from people working on the street to help use that information in good public safety kinds of ways. Yes, the NYU policing project update we got last year found that our systems were lacking, but that review was done before or concurrently with the development and launch of this new system. We now have a transparent and rigorous selection system in place. I'm sorry that the author of this resolution is frustrated. I think we all are. I think we all are frustrated and want this to operate better. And we need to give our new system a chance to work. Ms. I'm unfamiliar with your last name, but Shanique, Ms. Ruhamaki. Thank you.
It's a mouthful. Shanique Ruhamaki.
Thank you. I believe these vendor selections are public. It can be looked up or asked who had it in the past and who got letters of selection and are being prepared to be our vendors in the future.
So currently, the information is not public.
However, but those who were not selected have received their letters.
Yeah, so those who were not selected did receive notices of non-selection. However, the selected vendors, that is not public information as yet.
I see. So that's why this timing makes me wary. It sounded like from this discussion that at the next meeting we're looking to literally approve the next set of vendors that would begin April 1st.
Correct.
So there's no interruption in service on this side of the street. It sounds like some of them are not the same vendors from the past.
That is correct.
But what I've learned through this conversation and had suspicions about before is that this moving the money over to the county is a way to keep these contracts with the same set of people.
No, that's a scribing motive. That's a scribing motive. No.
I'm saying it looks as though if we move these contracts to Hennepin County, I don't think it's a stretch when it was said in this conversation that the county works with our current vendors. I'll move on. This is exactly what this additional rigor and what we painstakingly took a lot of effort and a lot of time to go through says not to do. I was going to ask, where are the results for Hennepin County? Do we know that they're doing a better job at this than we are? But instead, this resolution we're discussing is to cross the street to the county, reinvent the wheel, and then come back here and be approved by this body. That is nonsensical to me. And that does not honor the work that we've done to approve this. And any money spent would have to actually legally go through all the additional rigor that has been built and explained by Deputy Director Lakes last week. So what is the point then, other than to keep the money with the people currently receiving it? I'm curious, what is the point?